is Jenny if you're new, and I am so thrilled that you're here. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today I am going to be talking about pain and what you don't see. September is Pain Awareness Month, and so I wanted to talk about that. And it is also Suicide Awareness or Prevention Month, and you might be like, what's that have to do with it? But pain patients, chronic pain patients, and especially intractable pain patients have a much higher rate of depression. And intractable pain patients, which are a subset of chronic patients, I'll try to insert like a graphic somewhere, but are much more prone to suicide because of the constant, unrelenting, excruciating pain, and you just want it to stop. I actually live with intractable pain, and I can speak from experience that I've been there. That's not easy to share, but I want to share these 5 tips that I found because I found them very relevant to like helping to help the people in your life understand if they don't understand, or if you're somebody that you're a support person for somebody that lives in pain, to help you understand how to better support them. It's so critical to have that support. It is a lifeline, and pain isn't just physical, it affects you mentally and emotionally, and so it's so important. So that's why I'm sharing this. I have a really hard time sharing pain. I hate, I'm stubborn, but I don't like to spread misery. I don't want to bring anybody down or make anybody uncomfortable, so I have a hard time expressing it. But I do realize that if I don't express it, then people understanding isn't going to be very, how can people understand either what they don't see or what you don't help them to see, right? Like communication, So, so I am having a hard time lately with getting my pain managed, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but the current climate has made it hard for a lot of chronic pain patients to get the medication that they need. And most of us, especially intractable pain patients, have tried literally every other alternative. Pain medication was our last resort, was for me. And I never wanted to be on pain medicine. I had a bad view of it. I didn't think there was anything good that could come of it. However, I'm grateful that I finally was led to a great pain management doctor and was able to get my pain managed, and therefore have some quality of life, continue working, taking care of my family. But once my doses were cut, so it's a whole other story. I'll have to do another video on it. Once my doses were cut, and this has been not just me, it's been so many people, so many chronic pain patients have been affected. But once my doses were cut, I not only became bedridden, I struggled with depression, and had it not been for my family and my faith, I don't know that I would still be here. That's hard to share, but I'm being real because I know that there are other people suffering like this right now, and I want you to know you're not alone. And if you love somebody that is suffering in this way right now, I just want to share what I found to maybe be helpful to help that person. So yeah, here's 5 suggestions that I found, and I will share my blog post below. It goes a little bit more in depth as to what I'm saying, but for right now, since I don't want this to be a very long video, it's just helping to support someone you love that lives in chronic pain. The first one is patience, and that would just be because we can be, when we live in chronic pain, we can be grouchy and moody and super sensitive and whatever. And so patience goes a long way. I've had to apologize to my kids so many times for being grouchy, and they're always usually pretty understanding for 11 and 13-year-olds. I'm always amazed by them, their wisdom. Patience goes a long way. Number 2, volunteer. By that, it gives a couple of examples, but for me, I have loved it when instead of someone saying, there's, by the way, nothing wrong with saying, let me know how I can help you. That's so sweet. But I've noticed it's made it easier for me when someone said, hey, I'm out running errands. Can I grab you anything? Can I do anything for you? Or hey, making some such and such. Can I make some extra for your family? Bring it by. Things like that, so that really all you have to do is say yes or no. Because it is kind of hard for me anyway to come up with saying exactly what I need. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm putting somebody on the spot, obviously. That's just, I need to work on that. But I'm getting better with asking for help. But I know a lot of people that feel like that, and they don't know exactly how do you even say, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm sorry if I'm not. The point is volunteering, offering to run errands, picking kids up from school, bringing dinner by, things like that, helping around the house. That has meant the world to me when someone's helped around the house. The third one, listen. And this one's huge. You really just can never, sometimes you just never know how much someone's suffering inside. And just being willing to listen, or to be willing to let somebody vent, those have been some of the most healing and therapeutic conversations I've had, is when somebody has just let me vent. And, it may be hard when somebody's kind of closed off or they don't volunteer that information, but maybe just saying, hey, I'm always here if you want to talk. I'm always here if you want to vent. That can go a long way. So, number 4, ask. So, most of us, not all of us, some, everybody's different obviously, but like in my case, before my health fell apart, before all my symptoms started, I was a very active person. I was working full time and doing just fine, running my home and cleaning and cooking and serving at church. And I actually volunteered serving sex trafficking survivors. I worked out. I regularly saw friends and family. I was active. And then all of a sudden it just went to, barely being able to make it through a work day, to barely being able to get out of bed, to barely being able to get off the couch, or to make it to my kids' stuff. And so for some people in my life, it was hard for them to understand what happened, and instead of asking, they assumed, and they made some hurtful accusations. And if they had just asked, because I will say it was people that, family members that weren't close enough to me to know me and know that I'm so like always going and on the move and so stubborn, and I hate being down. They would have known better, but not everybody knows this as well as some people do. So had they asked though, it would have prevented a lot of trouble. I'll just put it that way. A lot of people would really, I can't speak for everybody, but I do believe it's probably safe to say that most chronic pain patients, they would appreciate being asked. I know all of us appreciate the understanding or the willingness to understand. So asking, like if you don't get it, if you're like, well, I just don't understand, just ask. It definitely can't hurt anything. It opens up those lines of communication. I think that's really critical. Number 5 is love, and that one, I've actually had to shoot this video. This is probably like the 10th time because I've cried through most of it. But love. And I have a great support system. I have an amazing husband, understanding, and my children are amazing and understanding. I have some really great family members, some good friends, and I'm in some great support groups, but not everybody has that. And so just being aware of the people in your life that might be suffering, and if they're anything like me and they keep it to themselves or they don't want to burden you, obviously that's on me for keeping it to myself. But I'm saying if you're aware that somebody has chronic pain, and I feel like most people do care. Like, you would want to know if somebody was depressed, right? You would want to know if somebody, like, you would want to help somebody that just had surgery. Like, how, I don't know, most people, not everybody. My whole point is that love, just letting somebody know that you're there for them. I mean, that unconditional love that I've received from my family has been, and of course my faith, but that unconditional love has been my strength and my reason to keep fighting. So don't ever underestimate how much your love and your support in somebody's life truly means. It could mean the difference between life and death, and I'm not trying to be dramatic when I say that. I don't know if I'd said this before, but literally in the groups that I'm in, somebody new every day, because of medication cutbacks mostly. Yeah, I think it's safe to say entirely. When people's pain is out of control, you're just living, you're not even living, you're just suffering. You're just trying to, literally get through the day. And so, anyway, in these groups, somebody new is it seems like somebody else every day is either severely depressed, contemplating suicide, has a plan, or somebody has completed suicide. And to me, that is just heart-wrenching. And as much as I hate talking about this, how could I not? I mean, there are people that are taking their lives because they're suffering so intensely. Our animals are treated better, right? So I guess I just wanted to share this to offer hope to somebody, whether you are the person suffering or you're the person who supports the person suffering, that to offer maybe some helpful ways to better help them. And I wanted to hold myself accountable, since I am trying to be better about sharing my pain and what it looks like and what I don't normally show. And so not only I wanted to show you the physical side of it, because in the car ride and everything, but the emotional aspect of it as well. So if you're still listening after this, I so from the bottom of my heart appreciate you. And just know that that there's always hope. If you're somebody that is not is suffering and you don't have much support, there's always hope. And if you need somebody to talk to, I'm always here. I may be a little bit harder to get a hold of on YouTube, but please don't hesitate to reach out. You are loved and you are needed in this world. So just know that. And I love you all. I thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good week.